The contemporary romantic landscape has increasingly fostered a phenomenon known as the transactional dating pipeline, a psychological and behavioral trajectory that fundamentally alters how individuals seek, form, and maintain romantic connections. This pipeline often begins with a practice dating trajectory, wherein individuals engage in romance not with the immediate goal of finding a life partner, but as a low-stakes means of gaining social experience, boosting self-esteem, or casually passing time. However, when modern dating infrastructure, chiefly driven by algorithmic, choice-heavy applications, merges with this casual approach, it systematically funnels participants into a hyper-optimized consumer mindset. In this stage, human beings are effectively reduced to commodities, evaluated via checklists of superficial metrics, financial compatibility, and social status. Romance begins to mirror a marketplace transaction, where people are constantly shopped for, compared, and treated as upgradable assets, fostering a pervasive illusion of infinite choice. As this commercialized mindset solidifies, it inevitably triggers a profound sense of emotional detachment and disillusionment. Because individuals are trained to view potential partners as disposable and replaceable commodities, they instinctively erect emotional barriers to shield themselves from the fatigue of the endless cycle of rejection and superficial encounters. This defense mechanism, while protective in the short term, breeds cynicism and strips the dating process of vulnerability, authenticity, and spontaneous joy. Over time, this chronic emotional insularity and consumerist framing culminate in a foundational inability to sustain long-term intimacy. When conflict, boredom, or the natural imperfections of reality inevitably surface, individuals conditioned by the transactional pipeline lack the patience and emotional resilience required to build deep, enduring bonds. Instead of leaning into the vulnerability needed to repair a relationship, they are compelled by the consumer mindset to discard the current connection and return to the marketplace, trapped in a self-perpetuating loop of superficial attachment and enduring isolation. Inefficient resource and energy allocation. Dating within today's challenging economic environment has increasingly evolved into a capital-intensive venture that extends far beyond simple monetary transactions. While couples often attempt to mitigate these financial strains by opting for low-cost alternatives, such as meeting for coffee or walking through public parks, the true cost of modern courtship remains exceptionally steep when accounting for non-monetary investments. Every single encounter demands a heavy expenditure of temporal capital, emotional energy, and the personal presentation required to make a meaningful first impression. When individuals repeatedly allocate these scarce, non-renewable resources to romantic interactions that are fundamentally designed or destined from their inception to be brief and terminal, the result is rarely a sense of fulfillment or discovery. Instead, this constant drain of energy on short-lived connections serves to accelerate the already pervasive phenomenon of dating burnout, leaving participants feeling depleted rather than revitalized. The paradox of choice and market commodification. The contemporary landscape of courtship is increasingly defined by Generation Z's well-documented propensity to optimize every facet of existence, a hyper-rational framework that stretches from professional networking into the deeply personal realm of platonic friendships. By extending this calculated transactional mindset into romance, there is a profound risk of entirely sanitizing the courtship process. When dates are reduced to structured self-improvement exercises or algorithmic evaluations, it fosters a consumerist approach to intimacy that strips human connection of its essential spontaneity, vulnerability, and mystery. Ultimately, this rigid prioritization of efficiency over emotion backfires, severely impeding an individual's capacity to experience a genuine romantic spark and transforming the pursuit of love into a sterile corporate merger.